All right, welcome back. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, here we are, our middle series here of the day, as we have Infamous versus OG here in another best of two, here being the round robin stage of MDL Major that is currently taking place in China, of course. We have some remote coverage coming at you here. So we were talking about before the break right there that this match, it doesn't mean nothing necessarily, but for Infamous, that kind of is the case. You know, they're coming into this, they are 0-4. The 4 losses, unfortunately, means they've been eliminated no matter what the outcome is here. So playing for pride of sorts. OG, on the other hand, they're currently sitting in the middle of the pack there of Group A and trying to make some progress in terms of advancing on to the better part of that double elimination playoff bracket. They are coming off a 2-0 victory over Mineski as well, so we'll see how they ride that wave of momentum there. I'm Breaky CPK, joined by Trent once again. Trent, this should be a fun series. Looking forward to seeing what both these teams bring to the table.
Yeah, that's kind of wild, eh? 2-0 victory over Mineski. OG, the team that everyone pretty much lost a lot of faith in, I would assume. I'm sure. I know they're fans. Every time I open Reddit, there's some thread on RNU crying about them and talking about, like, please give up, I believe was the one yesterday. And, you know, remake the team, basically. They have very passionate fans, so I'm sure a lot of them are quite pleased to see some recent success with Seb playing for the team, which I think a lot of people didn't expect. I mean, I know he's very high on the ladder and watch the stream all the time. Great player. Very good at this this whole Dota 2 game, but that transition back from the coach into actually playing, I would say, has gone pretty miraculously well, considering, you know, that's a tough leap to make.
Well, you're replacing a player that's considered to be one of the stronger core players on the scene right now overall in Resolution. So, yeah, no, I'm with you there. It's, you know, the idea of the move in the first place was a little shocking, goes without saying. But like you're talking about, I mean, people, like, kind of overlook the fact that Seb, a.k.a. effing Mad, whatever you want to call him, he's been a great player before, like, and he's been a great player. He's proven that in the competitive scene. He's very high on the MMR ladder, even throughout his coaching days. So it's not like he's just been coaching and not playing the game at all. Maybe not necessarily in that very competitive environment, but yes, no, he has fit in very well. And I think it overall kind of fits the theme of OG maybe a little bit, but the idea that they play just as a team, where, you know, exactly. a carry like Resolution, it's more of that 4-1 strategy. It feels like you're trying to build everything around him specifically. So I think that is ultimately the biggest thing. The camaraderie and everything just clearly comes together a little better here. So we'll see how that plays out here.
The recipe for success today seems to have been Kunkka. They won both games with a first phase Kunkka. So what do? They go back for a first phase Kunkka. I mean, that's just stats. 101 right here. Knoxville Nahaz, filling you in. You win 2 games, and that's a 100% win rate. They've already won. Infamous are done.
Well, you look at the bans that they did. Instead of something like the Kunkka, you have the IO, the Leshrac, and the Beastmaster. All very understandable. 2 of those, at least, S4 heroes, especially that Leshrac. He dominates with that hero in the mid-roll, actually. If they let him get it. So I understand those bans, but yeah, it's getting Kunkka, which clearly very recently they are liking it. Bounty Hunter going to come out from Infamous with the Doom Bane already that they have. So what the third pick is. Yeah, on the side of Infamous, something else I wanted to bring up too is, again, they're playing for quote-unquote nothing in the sense of moving on, but what we were talking about this yesterday when we saw Infamous, South American teams in general, I really hope that they're using this international competition as practice, if anything, right? Like, still take it seriously, because they don't get as much opportunity as maybe the other regions do to be able to participate in these big environments. And I know that's, like, easier said than done. And, you know, the morale maybe not the highest necessarily for them, but yeah, that is a way to think of it, right? Like, you're not going to get many of these opportunities. They'll still make the best of it. So do you hope for,
I think Bounty has fallen off a little bit, but certainly a serious hero, I would say. I think Doom is one of the better offlaners to pick if you want to still run the Bounty Hunter, just because he Doom is just insanely strong right now. And I would say Bounty is a weaker lane support compared to some of the other melee dual offlane supports you can think of. But Doom, clearly one of the best harassing cores in the offlane right now. So combine the two together, you can scrape on by, and then you get yourself a Bounty Hunter for the rest of the game, who's obviously a very good hero in that mid game for scouting out what your opponents are up to, and maybe picking off a couple couriers.
That's always nice. Now, he is, I don't want to say risky pick, but it is one of those that, yes, he can accelerate your team like crazy, or he can just not do too much, and all of a sudden you have a melee creep walking around giving you vision. So it's kind of one way or the other with that hero, but Infamous hoping, of course, for the idea that we'll be successful getting track kills, etc. here. But Dragon Knight, okay, that's a Seb classic coming out.
I think No-Tail, I guess, has been playing a little bit too. I think in like off-lane sort of scenarios as well. I don't know. I caught a little bit of some of their games, but not much.
5 seconds remaining.
I'm guessing they're going to ban Tinker. I feel like Tinker would actually be really good for Infamous, not only because of just like the cheeky bounty hunter Tinker stuff, but you're looking at a Dragon Knight, a Witch Doctor. These are some heroes that can come online early. You'd have to play it into a Clockwork, which is a bit risky. There's no doubt, but in terms of just like overall, still feels okay. If they don't like that idea, they can also just go for the OD, which might even be a little bit better, actually.
Mm-hmm. They did run, okay, so yeah, I think you mentioned that as well. No-Tail actually played a Kunkka in their series against Mineski. At least in the first game. The second game, was it No-Tail as well? It was No-Tail as well? Okay, yeah, so. It's, looking at it right now, yeah, DK mid, Kunkka safe lane even. That's interesting, really. Safe lane Kunkka. I like to do that here. So maybe the S4 hero could come out, or depending on what they. Well, I guess they
I think he played it mid for No-Tail.
Did he play it mid though?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. At least that's what I'm seeing here. But who knows? Because I think we were casting. So.
Yeah, that's true.
Or sleeping, you know.
Well, yeah,
before this cast.
Probably just waking up at that point, or close to it. So yeah, No-Tail likely the one to play it, but yeah, where he plays it, I guess. Have to wait and see. Anyways, they're thinking of a final ban right here. What they want to go up against. What they don't want to go up against more so. Mid-hero, something like that. Viper comes to mind. He's already banned. He was way banned. Never mind. So talked about.
I think anyone who abuses track is just like coming into your mind right now, and yeah, that's why the OD ban. I think OD is fantastic with both Bounty Hunter track as well as the Corrosive Haze from Slardar. Just like every game I see with an OD with one of those two things, just help you chase endlessly during fights as an OD and make sure you're getting all of that stacked on yourself. It's just so beneficial for the hero. And it also dumps on Ember. So that's a great reason to ban it here.
Yeah, a little more information after the snap pick Ember
10 seconds
following the ban of OD. Is Ember back, man? I mean, what? This is like our third game we've casted him. And like I mentioned earlier, we saw it also in the other series, the one before us. So he's back.
It's good to see the hero again. You know, he had a time where it was getting a little tiresome, I would say. Yeah. You know, you're playing this support hero. You first pick your support who doesn't have a Hex, and you're just depressed. So then you have to play Lion every single pub just in case someone picks Ember or Storm Spirit. Those were dark days. But control elements for the Ember this game, not looking too hot. You got Fiend's Grip, and that's about it.
Well, Doom itself, I suppose, is okay, but it's the idea of getting on top of him to do it.
Oh, okay. So now I know you're supposed to take it seriously, but this would be a good game for the mid shaker, right? Remember last time Ember was in vogue? It was the cool thing. We started getting the mid Earth Shaker. Those were excellent times. I would be a-okay with that right now. If you guys want to go for an Infamous, you have my blessing.
There you go.
That's all you need.
That's all that matters. The Trent blessing here, so
should be fine.
It's the mid Earthshaker, one of the candidates. Something like a puck, perhaps.
Oh, real heroes?
Yeah, real heroes. Sorry,
you don't want those.
Go.
Those never work out well.
Got Meepo. No, Meepo would be horrible here. Okay, has there been any techies picked up this event? I don't think
I've seen some bans.
Let's see, techies. No, he has.
I think people were first phasing it up against OG. One of the teams did, so I don't know if they were scrimming it with that team or something or what.
We saw it a couple times at Epicenter, and dear God, it was awful. So.
Yeah, I caught a couple of those games.
It was pretty bad. OG was one of the teams actually. They did try it with Jurex. Z-Freak ran it a couple times. It was bad. Anyway, Storm Spirit. Get some spirits on the other side.
Another spirit.
Storm versus Ember. Are they brothers? I don't know that lore.
I don't know, call slacks or something.
You would have his
I believe
number.
they're brothers. They're all best buds. There's some fourth one or something. I don't know. Everyone
Yeah.
thought he was going to come out last year, but where is he, everyone?
That's this
Instead, we got
here.
some fairy thing. Actually, I love Dark Willow.
Yeah, we aren't seeing Dark Willow or Pango, actually, for that matter. This event either.
Yeah, we had like one Pango ban, I think, when we... Well, two, I guess, but when we cast the Mineski series. Was it banned this game? It might have been, because OG played it too, right?
It might have been. Yeah, I know Fly plays it a bit.
But, yeah, I don't know where Dark Willow went. Jeez. I don't know. I guess everyone lost their lust for those early cooldowns, man. They really are punishing. You miss one spell as a support Dark Willow, and you're just depressed for like 2 minutes while you wait for it to come back.
Prepare for battle.
All right, Seb on the... No, it's actually S4 on the DK. Okay, I thought I saw a Seb on it initially. Wait, so Seb's playing the Ember. Okay, that makes sense. So Seb on the Ember Sphere, and then, yeah, No-Tail and Kunkka. Right
So
here.
he will be going safe lane in this one. As you said, it looks like they've probably been doing him all over the place here.
Called it.
You're a trusty mate.
I'm so glad the emo spam is back. I remember last year's Battle Pass with the whole casters' voice lines being in and everything, and people were just spamming that. Great times. And then they took it out, and everyone was sad. I
see the players complaining for the they want caster lines in these pro matches.
Oh wait, so yeah, you can't use the caster lines, can you? It's only the heroes.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
It's only the Dota Plus. It's the pay to tilt.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Unfortunate. So the offlane DK, he'll be matched up against the Doom down here, apparently. Old Stinger. Saw him play Doom yesterday. Going to be in that safe lane, so I assume that they're kind of expecting this. Being infamous, sending PL to the top lane. Against a Kunkka Witch Doctor, though? PL Bane? I don't know if that's going to work.
Oh, it'll be fine.
Yeah?
You're Radiant off lane.
Okay.
Life is good.
Well, they give
up.
up.
It would be the safer place to go.
So slight lead for OG right there. What's the win percentage? What probability? It's given to IG.
Oh, it's over. I mean,
it was actually 50-50 from the beginning up until that bounty rune. 3-1. So it's 51-49. Game over.
Imagine the sad life you must lead to put relics into a Bane. Come on, man. Pick a fun hero. Don't spend your shards on Bane. That's just accepting your fate.
He was level 6, I think, on the hero, so he's been playing it a bit.
This guy's a game winner. I like to see it.
I was wondering if he's going to go the Enfeeble off the bat, but no, he does go the Brain Tap up here.
It's so hard to justify going like the Enfeeble, or I mean sometimes Nightmare maybe for a First Blood, but it's just like the laning power of Brain Tap is so ridiculous. You just really want to try and burn down as much of your opponent's regen as possible. I mean, No-Tail's already down to 1 Tango and a Salve, and his HP is he's going to be like 400 and some out of this Tango.
Yeah. So it is giving PL that free farm. What nice dodge from the Torrent right there. And No-Tail, he's, again, taking some good pressure. As you mentioned, though, still a little bit of regen left. And actually, wow. Fly, he's the ultimate defensive support player, man. It's level 1 Voodoo Restoration.
And he gets those Maledict Nurse, but yeah, just pretending he's Warlock. I mean, Fly always been on the defensive end, so if anyone's going to steal it first, it would be him. But it certainly suits the lane right now, just trying to counteract what this Bane is doing. And you can see that RPL's trying to deny as much as possible to control this lane, but then Excel's actually going to grab a couple creeps here, and nice little play here to try and move the wave back some.
PL's also doing a pretty good job of avoiding the Torrents. So a couple Torrents that he's managed to escape there. Not get hit by Jerax.
Radiance. They did not see that Invis rune either.
He's coming up. Now, PL does not have Doppelganger.
Yeah, exactly. So that should be the kill you'd want to go for, you would think.
If they know that for sure, which they probably do by now. Yeah, they're going to go for him, and with no Doppelganger, he's not making it out. That's an easy Torrent. Meanwhile, Seb goes down in the middle lane. So that's a First Blood actually going the way of Infamous. That's making the best of a bad situation. Excel, very likely also dead, though. It's Elijah spamming Voodoo Restoration. It's like, I don't know if that's going to do much. Scare him. There you go. Cast kits, and it's a matter of giving it to Kunkka, but it's not going to let them. So JRX will pick it up, and there you go. But yeah, middle lane, Seb going down. Bounty rotation.
Yeah, this is definitely one of those lanes that can be heavily tilted by any sort of a rotation, and Invis heroes are so good at it as well. It's like these guys are always going to be right in each other's face. So one single tick of like any slow can just immediately turn so much heavy damage onto one of these two heroes.
Papita, 18-5 now against the 16-2 Ember Spirit, so slight advantage for him, especially with that kill. No-tail top lane. Torrent's not going to connect on anyone, and he eventually goes down. Matthew on this Bounty Hunter. Proved to be very useful early on. He hits level 3 as a result, too. As he'll back off, using that Orb of Venom, though, getting the auto attacks in. So, yeah, goes middle, gets a kill, goes top, gets a kill. On cores in either lane, actually. So, again, this Bounty Hunter, very effective early. That's what you like to see.
Now he's a bit of a tough choice, too, because he's level 3. He has some Observer wards. The question is, do I want to make my rotation in through here, put down some wards, and try and use the level 2 in the Shadow Walk to get a courier kill, or do I want to keep laning? And he's going to take that Janata point, so he doesn't have the instant snipe on couriers anymore.
He might be dead, actually. Yeah, oh, the cask. Bounces back, but No-Tail couldn't get the attack off. He tries to go for the Tidebringer, and it's not going to work. And Bounty Hunter manages to actually make the escape. Very close call. Right there, so we know where he's going now. He's going back to base. Gonna have to regen. But yeah, something we do often see with Bounty Hunters is lacking the levels early on. So like I said earlier, the fact that he's level 3 already is actually really good.
Yes.
For Infamous.
Being a part of the First Blood, and then another kill right after that. It's not that uncommon to be level 3 at like 8 minutes on Bounty Hunter and be like, no, it's fine, guys. Don't worry, team.
I'll eventually get that track. Brain Sap Bane. The double main going, nothing else build. Trying to get boots.
That was a greedy play from Excel. Just like walking over to the Bounty Ruin like, surely Clock won't be here. So that'll give them both of those. And bottom lane, they will secure a kill on the DK, which means Matthew can now grab both of these Bounty Ruins.
Yeah.
So we will trade back.
Like I was saying, guess who's there? It is Matthew on the Bounty Hunter. I was watching that bottom lane action while you're calling the top one. He did not expect the Bounty Hunter to be there, so picking up both those Bounty Runes. And yeah, Bounty Hunter, he's almost level 4 now. He couldn't find an Arcane Rune, actually. He'll pick that up and head right back towards the middle lane. Seb.
Where's the party?
He doesn't have his remnants yet. Papita's the one that's trying to live, though. JRX with his rotation almost gets the kill themselves on OG, but he's a little too fast, and he'll go over and pop a Shrine. To heal right back up. Top lane, No-Tail. Nice Torrent. Should keep him alive in the end, yeah. He will be fine there. Yeah, no Maledict at all for Flights. I cannot remember the last time I've seen a Witch Doctor level 3 with no Maledict point. Phantom Lancer, though.
With the cask.
Cask. Not going to be enough for the kill on PL. It will help kill Bane, though.
Yeah, I think it just it correctly suits the lane. Right? You need that voodoo just to try and counteract the brain sap, and then now he can go back to the Maledict, just help secure kills every single time.
Yeah, probably.
But it is painful to lose that scaling now that it's like, you know, you really want that second and third point. It's the level 1 Maledict is the one that really hurts, and he's going to be kind of plunked on it for a bit.
Bounty Hunter's down here. He was being pinged out, so I think he was seen by Clockwork, and actually, that's an Observer Ward. Sentry for a second. Seb, or that's S4, excuse me, on the Dragon Knight. He is pushing with the Ancient Dragon form. Doom just going to hug the trees. As Clockwork just runs in and look like they might have been thinking about a dive. Papita's here, though. Has the ball lightning, of course. Matthew's giving the information.
He's baiting a little bit here, too, yeah.
Trying to make them go for him. Oh, Doom Supply, they're going in. Dragon Knight going to be the target. JRX throws down the cogs. Don't think it's going to be enough, though. Easy kill on DK in the end. And now they want JRX, of course, and with no more cogs. Very likely dead as well. Oh, nice job with the wand. A stick, I guess, but double kill for Papita. And he'll just TP back to base. Well played.
Yeah, he basically killed himself there with the cogs, trying to save his DK, of course, but just slowed his own escape enough that he ends up going down. And I love the style from Matthew, man. He just had not caring about couriers at all. Not his concern. He's got 2 points in the Shuriken, and he's just right back into it, trying to make himself an actual presence here in the laning stage, get his Storm Spirit off to a good start, which he obviously has done quite successfully. He's got a 600 gold lead over top of that. Actually, DK just picked up a bunch more gold, so... or rather, sorry, the Ember Spirit just picked up a little bit more, but it's about 500-600 gold above.
Now, speaking of Ember, Seb is looking to go right into the bots this game. With the travel. Storm. Oh, he flew over, trying to get the rune. Good play by Fly, though. He was
No tail
it.
top.
No tail in trouble. He sure is. They know Fly's not there now, so they're going to overcommit and make sure to get the kill. Bottom lane, though, Doom will go down. Looks like Clockwork was there to assist, but DK doing most of the work. Back to the, where was that? Top lane. All right, bouncing back and forth.
Hasted Witch Doctor ran up, and they had the TP in there from Seb. No Tail was pinging like crazy, like, dude, just TP in, kill him, get the kill. And he did.
Bounty Hunter sitting on top of Fly this whole time, is running sentries. Everything doesn't look like it.
Under attack.
Oh, that courier.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Oh,
attack.
boy. Yeah, he went too close.
Bottom tower is falling.
He is going to get the kill. Pita. On a Witch Doctor, but now Bounty Hunter.
No detection.
He's good. He survives. He's almost 5.5, so this track is going to get here pretty quickly for this Bounty Hunter. That's great news for Infamous, especially with a hero like a Storm Spear. Right? He's going to be looking to be very active. I mean, he already is, as he's 3-0-1. This could accelerate crazy for Infamous if they do it right.
It's great news for Bane. He might get the tome.
True.
The real dream if Bounty can manage to get 6, but likely Matthew's still going to need unless he just ends up soaking mid here. Top lane.
Phantom Lancer running away. Has a Doppelganger still. Going to try to yeah, good job. Rush into the Doppelganger over the ledge. Great patience there.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he knew they didn't have vision, and they would have thought that he had already hopped down to the bottom. So he just waited on that and then went for it after. Oh, the flare.
That had to scare PL a little bit. He's like, all right, what level is that rocket flare? On a level 1.
He's got 100 HP again, so yeah, he'll be fine.
Oh, he's gonna
Bottom.
walk back to base.
Never refuse gold.
That's a kill on DK. He's just going to use the Doom, not going to take any risks. Storm Spirit. Going to get the last hit. Yep, Papita takes it as well. So Bounty Hunter going to once again control these bounty runes. As that one will be bottled up by Storm Spirit. Clockwork finding an Invis rune. I think he had one earlier too, so I feel like he did. We'll see where he ends up going. Kunkka, he's in trouble. Doesn't have any support here in the middle lane. Just gonna send out the ship though, and that'll mean they can't commit to him. So he is fine.
Looks like they'll just use the Invis to kill Excel, trying to get some levels.
That's who they're going for, and Excel's doing his best to survive. Actually, doesn't have nearly enough. He could mango brain sap, but it's not gonna be worth it. Or maybe. Oh my gosh. Oh, the block. He's trying, man.
Back under the flare.
Yeah.
That will save him. That's very hard to juke away from the old Clockwork. Oh, big grab, though.
You're not contagious.
Level 2 Maldic now from Fly.
Radiant's top tower
He
is
is
under
leveling
attack.
that up all of a sudden. Top lane, though, they're mass TPing in. Matthew's already here. He applies the track. This is going to be the first track kill of the game. Can they get a second one? Seb, Remnant, 8 seconds before it's back up. Storm, he is going to commit somewhat. Does not have Vortex, though. So they're definitely not getting this kill. In fact, now turn for OG. Torrent's coming out. Ship just getting off cooldown. Bane will fall. Matthew, he's going to be brought back in. Bounty Hunter. Let's get the walk off. No. Shoryuken's not going to matter. Old Stinger now, he gets in here late, but could just simply Infernal Blade and walk away. So they're hoping for multiple track kills. Unfortunately, they end up losing 2 heroes as a result, though.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Got the
attack.
one.
Oof. Not only was it greedy to go for that dive, but yeah, that pressure bottom from S4 with the catapult is really hurting. They're going to lose this tier 2.
Looks like it. Do they have fortification? No.
Dire's
Yes,
middle
couple
tower
more
That
auto
is
is under
such a
attacks.
costly dive top.
Yeah.
Radiant's bottom tower has
Yeah,
fallen.
great job by S4, though. Definitely making the best of that. Back to the top lane. They also lose Doom.
It's
It's falling apart.
everything looks like kind of good for them, and then it's just like these decisions that
Radiant's
like then
top
Doom
tower
just
is
stays
under
around.
attack.
So he's like, oh, they must have rotated out. Like, why would they
Dire's
still be
middle
up here?
tower
Which is
is under
kind of
attack.
understandable. but at the same time, it's just like nothing going right for them. At least Papita's getting a little bit of space mid, but No Tail likely to take this tower
Radiant's
up
top
top,
tower
and we're gonna
is
have
under
the
attack.
botsing Ember all around the map now.
That we will, and that's the fun thing about seeing the Ember Spirit back in the
Radiant's
meta,
top
is that we
tower
just see
has
so many diverse builds, from bots first to Veil first to the Battle Fury. We've definitely seen it all just in these couple of days on this hero. And he's going to go bots Radiance right now he has queued up. Something else.
Yeah, I think against the PL, it's always a good choice. I was kind of surprised the other day when he didn't go for it. But I mean, he went for the Battle Fury
Radiant's
instead.
top
I was gonna
tower is
say-
under
kind of
attack.
fine.
What's the logic? Like, why Radiance over Battle Fury?
It reduces a lot of the damage of PL just because it like adds the mischance to all the illusions, so you're like reducing the
Dire
chance that he
are
makes
scanning.
illusions every single time as well. And obviously he just farms very quickly. And yeah, just solid choice. Plus Battle Fury, you have to use it like every time with the Sleight of Fist and everything, and if you're stunned, you're not doing any damage. If you're maybe doomed, you're not doing any damage.
Courier?
Really, I mean, yeah, you have the attack damage, I guess, but you're not slighting.
Big fight breaking it down here. Matthew was hunted for a kill, but unfortunately his teammates get found first. And No Tail hits the Tidebringer for a double kill. Storm Spirit middle lane. Seb's coming in. Searing Chains going to lock him down. Fire Remnant on top. They blow him up initially. The lockdown is enough. And Pepito, that's a 5-kill streak stopper. So just as you had mentioned, I mean, Infamous, they're so close to being in a decent spot. And it's just the slight moves here and there going the way of OG, to their credit. And that lead is going to start growing now.
See Matthew at least get the courier before that.
Radiant's
Did he?
Like on the
middle
bounty
tower
hunter.
has fallen.
That is nice, but tracked up, or sorry, dusted up, but they didn't quite catch him.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
A little too
And
far.
they go. Oh no, they're just going top.
I was wondering about Roshan. They still have the dragon form and everything, but
I think 'cause they're tracked, maybe.
Roshan. That too, yeah. Would have been pretty obvious.
Yeah, and their Roche is really bad.
it's pretty bad.
Will be another great reason not to do it.
Jerax, he's probably dead unless Fly can do something about it. The Rooted Restoration going for the turn kill, if anything. Oh, bottle charges from Pita using that ball lighting, and actually he gets the double kill out of it
Told you a storm was
for Infamous.
coming.
So positive once again for them. Good couple of finds in top lane. They want more out of this. Seb's hiding in the trees though, and he's hiding deep in the trees.
This will be a fight for No Tail when this come
Dire's
down.
top tower is under attack.
Bottom, he doppelgangers really early. He's gonna get hit by the full boat combo.
Uh-oh. But now he can TP. Unless X or anything? No, it's not good on here. He knows that. Good TP out. Matthew's just sitting on top of Ember Spirit meanwhile. All the way up here. He's,
Risky business following him up there.
Dire's
Yeah.
I mean, he is a ward, but
is
there
under
could certainly be
attack.
sentries here.
that's a good
Dire's
point.
structures are fortified.
As we see, that's not the case. Good job going uphill and using the Invis again.
Yeah, and he sees the dust and sentry there on
Fiend's
fly,
grip.
so he knows there's no observers there.
Oh, Fiend's Grip. No, the cast starts to come out. They do get the Doom up on Ember Spirit. Track is put up, but he's going to pop the Shrine. Fiend's Grip was used on Witch Doctor, but it's just Bane right now, and with more TP support, it's going to start falling apart for Infamous again. Doom, he's just running, hoping that he can TP out. The hookshot missed, and he will be successful, actually. So I guess it doesn't really go that awful for Infamous. You know, they don't lose anybody in the end, but didn't get the targets that they were hoping for.
Yeah, there wasn't a good opportunity for the Storm Spirit to do much. Oh wow, timely hood delivery here for old Stinger.
Not going to matter. Maybe. Zeb gets the kill. Ooh, Remnants away. Just in time. Yeah, I got the hood, but not enough mitigation to stay alive. So Storm Spirit, he went the Kaya first. One of the few heroes that I guess you can argue Kaya's decent on.
He walked past the sentry.
He did.
Yeah, well, we've also been seeing the Skywrath Mage supports. Quite a few of them if they can get ahead a little bit, picking it up. Also quite nice, but yeah, it's not a very common first item for too many heroes, but Storm obviously fits it quite well. Very good farming item for him. Someone who relies pretty heavily on mana, just constantly spamming remnants. It's going to pay off over time.
Oh! Yeah, that ball lightning timing. He couldn't X him back, but the hook shot connects. Jerax says, I got your back, homie. Something along those
You
lines.
set sail for fail.
And they do make it happen, so good find on the Storm Spirit again. He's dead for 40 seconds. He's going to be out of the game currently. And they also caught PL. Kinda. Can they find the real one's the question. They'll just say, screw it, let's go for Doom. As he TP'd in. And that's going to be death for him. Doppelganger away. Phantom Lancer got pulled back in from the X, though. Seb's going forward. They're trying to kill the re-PL. Unfortunately, they go for the illusion, but they still kill him in the end. It took forever. He tried his darnest to get away. Wasn't enough, though. And now Cell.
He's getting away.
The urn. Oh, the bottle charge. Tick! The brain sap hits, actually. That's a lot of gold going the way of Bane. Nearly 1,000 saved up now, but probably dead in response. That TP, Storm's coming back in. I don't know about this. I was going to say there's still 4 heroes here.
Radiant's
a little
top
risky.
tower is under attack.
Let's be done. Go back to the middle lane. So Storm does continue to be on top of the net worth chart despite these couple of deaths, and obviously tracks to maybe think for that as well. That going for him. I also wanted to bring up Phantom Lancer for a couple of reasons, because he's being gone on here. The hook shot unfortunately hit the illusion. Couldn't stop him from doppelganger away, and Jerax is going to be turned. And now the team support is here in full for Infamous. They actually have numbers. They're also going to catch Witch Doctor. Snipe him down. So a couple of kills going the way of Infamous, and again slowing things down. But yeah, PL going the S and Y over Diffusal, or even something like the Battle Fury perhaps, but straight S and Y.
I guess survivability. He's being caught out quite a bit as well, like chain stunned up, so a little bit extra HP. How good is the Diffusal of this game? It's pretty unlikely you can burn the Ember down to a point where like he can't do much. But I mean, I guess there's also like the low mana pool of someone like Kunkka. Like, yes, you burn his mana very quickly, but you also do less damage than most heroes with the Diffusal. But overall, I think he'll probably still end up getting it. Just like that S and Y can be a nice starting item. Feels kind of good.
Matthew, he's being patient again. He's in that spot of hoping that a courier flies by.
Yeah.
Dire's
That's
middle
going to happen,
tower
though.
is under attack.
He's currently sitting in the base. Nothing really being bought just yet.
Do it with flair.
Ember. Okay, Ember actually went the Yules first.
Dire are
And now he's
scanning.
going back for the Radiance. So, of course, getting in that defensive tool. And definitely more of a reaction, you probably figure, is how the game is going.
Yeah, probably just like stop being tracked up by the bounty hunter, give him a way to play around a little bit better in some of these team fights.
Gold for my chest.
No Tail, I like this idea of getting the Lincoln Sphere here too. He could put that on top of his Ember Spirit during these engagements. It's also just if he's out split pushing and it suddenly gets popped, he can just instantly Shadow Blade, assuming that they can't get a track off because of it, perhaps.
Bounty's in that spot again. If he's playing the game, they got to use their courier eventually for something.
Rock it on.
He's just going to keep sitting here. We'll see within the next minute or so if it pays off. But Orchid, meanwhile, purchased by Storm. Bottom lane, oh, big fight breaking out. I'm just having fun watching Bounty Hunter stand around. But Pepita, he's busy making plays. Doom gets picked up, but there's a bullet on an Hotel. They take him out. Seb's here. He probably needs to remnant it away, though. He gets fiend gripped. He's in trouble. Doom buys back even for this. Do they have enough follow-up damage? They kill Witch Doctor. There's a slide of fist. Can he remnant it out? He's going to throw up the Yule. Storm Spirit picked up in return, though. And now Bane's also in trouble. When S4 got here, that's where it all changed. Doom is applied to the Ember Spirit, however. Phantom Lancer has a couple illusions running after him. I don't think it's going to be enough for the actual kill. Bounty Hunter caught on the backlands from S4. He's going to throw out that Shoryuken. However, the Breathe Fire finishes him off. And they do kill Seb. Barely alive. No, the Urn comes out at the last second. He's still alive. And the slide just to take out what was an illusion as a just-in-case measure. Wow. So they killed
Yeah,
Storm
he was
there.
so low on mana throughout that as well. Just like he needed all of those last couple spells just to get the wand going so that he could escape that last attempt of his death.
Yeah. Well, Storm, again, the Orchid picked up going into that fight. At least he didn't have like a Bloodstone that he just purchased, but still unable to make the best of it, at least right there.
You can see, I think Seb thought he was going to die. He bought the Radiance recipe.
Oh, did he? Yeah, he did. Well, now he has that, and by the Sacred Relic, for he has enough gold, of course. Fly. Stows down the Death War, these illusions. Tanking it up, the shift going through, does catch the real PL, and they'll take him out. He's dead for 45 more seconds. Bounty Hunter also caught. Dust is used just in case. He has a Forest Staff. It's not going to matter, though. Matthew's locked down too much. And Bane going to be the same story. So 3 kills going away of OG. Double kill for S4. Yeah, let's transition into that tier 2 tower is most likely to play now.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
How about S4's build, by the way? Blink, armlet, and he's going to Lotus Orb, it looks like.
Yeah, another option up against the track. Just fits this game really well too against the Bane and the Doom. It's a pretty incredible Lotus Orb game.
Yeah.
The Orchid as well from the Storm. That is value.
Middle tower is under attack.
This Storm, he got the Orchid, and man, gotta say, it really is not paying off. And not that it was a bad call, but it's just really unfortunate was what it is.
Radiant
Hasn't been
structures
able to make
are
plays with it.
fortified.
There's just a
Dire's
lot of
top
preventative
tower is
measures
under
too.
attack.
Like number one, there's a DK. He's just stupidly tanky. He went for that Yule Scepter before the Orchid was even complete there on Seb, and then you have a Shadow Blade even on the Kunkka too. So like you have to be like zipping in and dusting, and I don't know, he's having a hard time finding these good moments. As well, his Doom is not a gank buddy this game. He only has the Bounty Hunter. He has a Doom that went for drums and hood instead of maybe the Shadow Blade or an earlier Blink. So they're having a hard time accelerating the Storm Spirit through these kills. So instead, he's forced into these moments where he's like split pushing deep on side lanes, and the catch is quite fine on the Dire side.
Yeah. Doom.
Jarek's gonna make a play down here. No, he can't find the Yules.
Speaking of that initiation, that Blink Dagger is now finished on Doom. So it just needs to have it delivered. Matthew, they had a sentry here, so yeah, they saw him in the area. That's going to be a cue for OG to just start falling back. Clockwork. See Clockwork go on the Yules as well. Again, just many ways to get rid of this track, if anything. As Phantom Lancer, he's busy trying to survive bottom. Hook shot randomly. Oh, he doesn't have it, but he has a Yules. And they catch the real PL. Now, can they follow it up? Doppelganger will keep him alive for now. Still running.
Radiant's top
Another one in
tower
4
is
more
under attack.
seconds. DK is coming in, though. There's a cask into a Dragon Tail. No, Mute's actually up on Dragonite with the Doom coming out. So it's once again going to save the PL for now, but with that Maledict ticking down and Remnants coming in, looks like he still will fall. And
Dire's middle
Stinger's
tower
also going to be
is
brought
under
back
attack.
in. PL, is he actually alive? Wow, he
Dodging
does
the
manage to
Maledict
live.
ticks.
Very well played. Doom ends up going down, but yeah, I thought for sure that was a kill, but like you said, the Doppelganger to dodge. Ends up staying alive for now, but no, Seb does finally find him.
Not your death.
And secures the kill. 420 gold, man.
That's a level 20 Ember Spirit, by the way.
Crap, yeah.
That's terrifying.
Who doesn't even have the
Gold
Radiant
for
just
my
yet,
chest.
but he will have it now very shortly. Yeah, that's going to be a big concern. Ooh, there you go.
Get that Lincoln's.
Yeah, those Kunkka's Lincolns, yep. Meanwhile, where was that? That was all the way up here.
Top lane. The catch continues. They just hook shot into Blink, Dragon Tail stun.
Can't get out. Too much lockdown. I was going to say, I mean, Storm needs to get a defensive tool next, whether it's Lincoln's or maybe that BKB, and he is going the BKB route. So that'll help.
Bounty Hunter is really good in these kind of games when the catch on the enemy team is limited, because he can then just like follow around the most important heroes for catching out your like one game saver, and then this one is the Storm Spirit. And like Bounty just like follows around, he puts really deep wards. But the problem in this game is that like no matter how much Matthew scouts, you have plenty of heroes that can create kill opportunities on the Storm Spirit. You know, it can be kicked off by a root, a hook shot, a Dragon Tail stun, or even just, you know, Big Daddy No Tail showing up there with an X. So like, how do you play around all of these as Pepita and still leave your base? Is clearly a question he has not yet answered, because he keeps going down, but
Yeah.
he will have the BKB soon, so that's a pretty good one.
Oh!
Oh, wow. Zips right into it. But
Almost got a little awkward there, but he is fine.
Storm
I also
Force,
wonder in
double
hindsight if
damage.
Storm Spirit's kind of wishing he went to the Yules instead of the Orchid now. Both a bit mix of a defensive tool as well as a catch, of course, against this Kunkka with the whole X that he's doing now. Excel, by the way, is dead. Doesn't matter how long it takes.
It was a
They
mercy.
made a ghost ship to it, but it's a Bane killed. It's only 40 more seconds. Remnant.
Red in fire.
They catch PL initially, but again, too slippery with that Doppelganger. You can just see the OG's really just controlling the map, and Storm's doing his best to cut the creep wave, but now Jarek's back up here, hook shot. Oh, the God, Jerax, he found the angle. He knew exactly where he zapped to. And he lands it.
Back at the base, they also got an X and torn onto the bounty hunter, but weren't quite able to finish him off there. Very close to bringing him down, but man, I can't believe they caught him again up there. That is painful.
Well, Infamous, they're definitely being choked out now. Just in their base constantly. PL's finding some room down. He's trying to go back to the defusal. It is just a high DPS item, of course, for him.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, I'm thinking, like,
Players here.
is Silver Edge that necessary? It's great against a DK, but I guess really not against the other heroes.
Radiant's middle
Necessarily.
tower has fallen. Dire's
Finally
bottom
time to come
tower
high ground
is
here,
under attack.
and this is one of the best
Radiant
parts of this like
structures
off-lane
are
Dragonite,
fortified.
is that maybe he's a bit slower than his mid counterpart, but obviously not so much this game for S4. He's had a pretty
Radiant's
damn
middle
good time,
barracks are under
but
attack.
not many offlaners can offer you so much siege potential.
Dire's
Zeb,
bottom tower
he'll be
is
brought
under
back
attack.
with that X. Remnant out as saw Doom running in, going for a Doom perhaps. The X pulling into the ghost ship though. Doom gonna be comboed. Malnix put up, Death Ward spamming into him, Papita just trying to be a distraction of sorts. Doom still alive because of the Yules. Remnant forward though, and that should secure it. However, Seb went too far. He got doomed up. The Fiend's Grip canceled immediately. Little Storm apply, but it's not going to be nearly enough mitigation. He will fall. He's dead for 80 seconds. So overcommitment coming out, and a chance for Infamous perhaps to make a play right here. Phantom Lancers kiting away,
Dire's bottom tower
keeping
is
them
under
distracted. They
attack.
kill the tier 3. Then Melee Raxus managing to barely stay alive though at about 200 life. Phantom Lancer, however, he's caught up in the Clockwork Cogs. X bringing him back. Dragon Tail stun, a couple of auto attacks, and they will finish off PL in the midst of the fight in favor of OG.
They can't dive that deep. Papita's not able to go.
Radiant's
It's so
middle
tempting because like
barracks
you
are
need to
under
win a
attack.
fight at this point, but they you have track. You have to wait for the better fight. Sadly, Papita was out of mana. He's all the way back in the well. He's like regenning up, and they're still diving them that deep. But maybe they can find an opportunity at this point as Papita's pushing out just a little bit. Matthew hoping to scout something to set up here. But Papita will burn half his mana pool to go top. So, guess not.
Speaking of diving, though, it's again, you saw Ember Spear that last fight. He was so juicy to finish off Doom right there that he went in forward and he fell for that bait. So, gotta be careful.
bounty.
They do have ways to take advantage of the overextensions. Still a little
Bounty.
15,000 net worth lead, and there's the BKB on Storm Spirit now. You know, one of those items that could be a little bit of a game changer. Ideally for Infamous. PL, oh, okay, I was going to say, he actually had a hood queued up right there for a second. Like, geez, casual hood, 30 minutes.
Desperate
that's-
times.
That would be desperate.
They have smoked up. Oh, look at this scouting by Nithel.
Oh, Doom. He gets out initially. Exo. Torrent a little bit off. Ghost Ship. Will connect, though, of course. Not the easiest target to kill, but it will be a kill. It's down for 50 seconds now. Roshan is up, but we talked about that earlier. This is not the greatest Roshan killing team for OG. I think that's one thing that's helping Infamous right now, because as much map control that OG has, they can't really feel comfortable doing Roshan unless like 3 or 4 heroes are dead.
Yeah, maybe a little surprising no one's just opted for a medallion. They're just going a little bit greedier. As Jerax trying to survive here, but turned into a double.
I like how Jerax gets a double kill right there in the end. It's so fitting because he's the one that made some pretty big plays. And he gets a triple kill. And damn it, he wants some more. He doesn't have a hook shot for this, but Excel is going to simply hide in the trees. They find him, though. Come on, give the quad kill. Okay, they're just going to call it GG. It's one of those where you can just tell Infamous knows it's over. Ultra kill for Jerax. He'll gladly take
OG victory.
as the spam ping comes out in fun manner there. But OG does take game number 1. And again, Infamous fought strong early, but they could not accelerate despite the decent start from Bounty Hunter. And tracks going up, but Storm just could not accelerate.
They played those lanes quite well. Like everything seemed good. It was just that post, like once they actually got track, it felt like the game got harder. Maybe because OG kind of knew what the plan would be and they'd be going for these ganking plays and everything. But Papita started off really strong. The first, it's like got up to 10 kills or something. But they couldn't quite transition. I think maybe they needed a secondary hero along with the bounty hunter to scout things out. Like, it can't just be Matthew and Storm. Like, if the Doom could have gotten something a little bit more offensive to help him try and find some kills and set up stuff for the Storm Spirit, maybe it would have went a little bit better. But hindsight is obviously much easier to look at that. But OG played very well. I thought Seb had a great game on that Ember Spirit. He was just all over the map with those early bots. And JRX as well looked like a core clockwork, honestly.
12 hero kills. He led the way with 12, 3, and 15. Or JRX right there. What is that? 27 hero kills. I guess they have 40 in total, but still, yeah, he was definitely my MVP of that game for OG right there. But again, good team effort all around and looking good. And they do win the first game, but of course, 2-game series. So we'll see if Infamous will actually be their last game, no matter what happens, as we know. Going into this, hoping to have at least a strong one and, you know, finish with a victory. Would be nice, of course, for their morale and everything. But
Indeed.
OG trying for that positioning here. Moving on to the double elimination format. Again, this is the MDL Major, the group stages. I'm Breaky CPK, joined by Trent. Stay tuned, guys. Game 2 coming up next.